Well, 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 if it isn't day 9 doing mom drafts. I'm gonna be drafting some March of the Machine. I am in love with this set. I adore it. It's so good. It's the very, very best. I think that one of the things that was most pleasing to me, the most recent draft that I uploaded on YouTube, the one that I played yesterday evening, is that, my God, the just getting good commons and building a list that tries to have some evasive ways of finishing via flyers, via unblockable, via trample, things like that. Whoa! I mean, it is killer. While we're waiting for this thing to spin up, tomorrow is Tears of the Kingdom, the new Zelda open world game. Now, I'm not as big a Zelda fan as I am a FromSoft fan. I don't know if we're going to be doing more streams of the game beyond Friday. But the fact that it's already receiving effectively universal acclaim is pretty sick. Adjust that up a little bit. Great. All right, here we go. Google says, yesterday I came across you forgetting Manguchi's name. Well, it's not that I forgot Manguchi's name, it's that I forgot who was playing at all. Remembered his deck, though. Well, this is a great card. A flying 5/4 for 5. Hidetsugu and Kairi. Enters the battlefield, draw 3, put 2 back. So it's effectively a 5/4 for 5. Excuse me, a 5/4 that costs 5. That's a little more clear. That draws when it enters. Very, very nice. This is the one we're going to be picking. Preening Champion is revoltingly excellent. Collective Nightmare is great. I like Invasion of Urgatha. Let's take the opportunity to say that Rhoda sucks one more time. That feels nice. Dismal Backwater. Also, totally fine. All right. Well. We don't have anything good in the blue-black colors. I also see a Skittering Surveyor, which you know I'm a big fan of. I think the best card here is probably the Herbology Instructor. It's a card that, like, synergizes with itself. Like, if this were a 1/1 that did nothing when it entered the battlefield, but the flip, the Malady Invoker, were even stronger, like, let's say it was a 4/4, it's really easy to see that and to go, oh yeah, it has a higher power upside, but again, if it comes out as a 1/1, it can't block, it doesn't delay or any of that, but the fact that the front side heals and is a 1/3, which is a good defensive stat line, means that it buys the time to be able to flip. I like this card a lot. I'm also a big fan of Invasion of Dominaria, but I would rather pick green here because green just has more color fixing in it. I think that Jungle Hollow is another reasonable pick here. Skittering Surveyor, Realmbreaker's Grasp. Obviously, Botanical Brawler's a good card. It's a 2/2 for 2 that grows. But, like, dude, I just picked Hidetsugu and Kairi. I want to try to run it, you know? All right. Some interesting cards. I'm feeling Sultai. You know, I'm feeling Sultai. You know, I'm a big fan of the Sultai pieces. Mainly green and blue, splashing some black for removal. Ravenous Sailback is just a good card. Destroys an artifact or enchantment, and it can gain haste. Finn the Fangbearer is a very, 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 very good defensive creature. I don't like Harried Artisan as much anymore. Invasion of Xerix is also very good. This might be what I'm supposed to pick. This card's also good. I'm going to get the Ravenous Sailback. One thing to note is that it says destroy target artifact or enchantment, which can feel like it's not that good of upside, but remember, this is the set where you have a ton of incubation tokens. What do we have here? Sandstalker Moloch is a good card. It's not a great card, but it's solid. Fun. 1 to flash in there. I'm going to get the Ravenous Sailback. One thing to note is that it says destroy target artifact or enchantment, which can feel like it's not that good of upside, but remember, this is the set where you have a ton of incubation tokens. Sandstalker Moloch is a good card. It's not a great card, but it's solid. Fun to flash in there. Order of the Mirror is also very insane. In fact, I think I'm going to get the Order of the Mirror. I think. This obviously has higher upside. If I'm going Sultai, I probably do want the Sandstalker Moloch. Beodizzle says green-white seems open, to be honest. I think that we don't want to talk about what's open on pick 4. Because this format in particular has so many uncommon, rare... Like, you can have up to 6 rares and uncommons in a set. Or, excuse me, not in a set, in a pack. And so as a result, it can very much so be the case that they're just incidentally were not good cards in that color and so on. Timberland Ancient obviously synergizes with my plan of, frankly, just good value green cards. I mean, we're not really seeing any black, but that's okay. I don't mind if this is our only black card, for instance, and Thornwood Falls allows me to do the things that I am hoping for and intending to do. It's an awfully late Tiller of Flesh. Bonded Herdbeast isn't terrible. It just doesn't do a lot. It just comes out and it's just big. Do I want to go for the Tiller of Flesh? I think this is probably the best card here. So, dude, don't even care. Just picking the best card here. I'm also going to turn this light a little bit. My little eyeballs are tired. Mike Fury X says, how many drafts does it take to get all the cards in MOM? Oh, dude, a lot. That is a very late Phyrexian Awakening. Well, all right. I'll take the Phyrexian Awakening. There's also a Cut Short, which is a good card. We might be sort of like Selesnya value instead of Selesnya counters. You know, like this is a value card. This is a value card. These just do two things. Like, you know, Ravenous Sailback comes out, it's big, and it blows something up. Great, there you go. Like, okay, I'm gonna get Dismal Backwater over all these other sort of drag cards. There's Storm the Seed Core. Okay. There's also a Gloomfang Mauler. I really think with these two... Yeah, like Core Halberd, I would never run in this slow of a list. Storm the Seed Core, maybe. This is the one that I'm maybe considering. Obviously has synergy with Tiller of Flesh, but I actually think we're kind of... Oh, beautiful. We're kind of opening ourselves up to still go with this kind of weird plan of Sultai to try to get Hitotsugo and Kairi. I probably should have chosen the Zul'Farun Shapecrafter. Blue seems hotly contested. Hotly. There is, however, a Sunfall. We will grab it. I think that sort of means that we're going to go with the Selesnya plan. I think. I need to be careful not to, you know, shoot myself in the foot by doing too many different things. This is really good. Inga and Eska is really, really good. Creatures have vigilance. They can tap to cast creatures, and if 3 or more was cast, you get to draw a card. We're definitely going to get this one. What I'm looking for right now is, I mean, this, again, still goes into the Sultai plan. This obviously doesn't go into the Sultai plan. This is an amazing card. This is solid. This is solid. This is solid. I think our green cards are really good. God, we have this one Hitotsugu. So, Renata, Call to the Hunt, is only really good in the Selesnya counters deck. Pretty much. Wow, this is a tough spot to be in. I think the best card here, no matter what, is Order of the Mirror. If I'm going Selesnya, I definitely want the Zalfrin Lancer. So I think it's the question. If I'm going Sultai, I want this. If I'm going Selesnya, I want this. I think I'm actually going to say I might not run Sunfall. I think that's the most comfortable and reasonable thing for me to do at this point in time. If I can get the fixing for it, great. Maybe we are cutting these two. But the problem is we have two duels that work for the Sultai plan. Ah, see, this is the Selesnya card. You know, I think I'm getting. I think I've decided. I think I am going to go for the Selesnya plan. What? Then why is that there, man? I mean, this is good because it didn't commit us to that, but like, this is a really good card. This is a really good card. I think I like Final Flourish more. Obviously, don't have anything in white here. All right, still undecided. There's Umori. There's another Final Flourish. There's Tangled Skyline. Wow. Goodness gracious. Welcome back, everyone. I think it has to be Umori. I mean, it's a 4/5 for 4. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's just a wall, man. So I think that, like, if I do this, this just looks so far sensible. So far, so sensible. The best card here is probably Invasion of Asgol. I don't think I'm going to be running Seed of Hope. I don't think. Might run... I needed a crazy amount of fixing to get that one to work, so I'm just going to get the Seed of Hope. Alright, I'm reading the room. Omen Hawker is very good. This is great for the transforms. I don't think we have that many transforms, but it's still a very good card. I do want Cyba Cryptomancer. Over Scornblade Berserker. If I'm like hard running black, I'd be cooler with that one. Speaking of hard running black. Yeah, I mean, I do like Vanquish the Weak. I know a lot of people crap on Vanquish the Weak. Oh, it's the worst removal spell. Oh. I'm still a fan of it. You know, still like it. Ichor Drinker is also fine, but I'd prefer to have, like, blue 1 and 2 mana cards instead of black 1 and 2 mana cards, because black is clearly, like, the splash color here. We may run Glistening Deluge. I don't know. No, dude, what the heck? Expedition Lookout is pretty nice. Maybe. Whoa! Sure. I think Stormclaw Rager is incredible. Wow, last pick Firha. We got the Ancient Imperiosaur. I'm the best gamer there is. Yeah, there's nothing else that screams pick me the way the Ancient Imperiosaur screams pick me. again. My eyes are like way down here. I think... I mean... You know, Blossoming Sands, you know. I mean, if we can get a bunch of fixing, we can run Sunfall. Yeah, I mean, the question is really... Well, there's an Afar's Dispersal. I didn't see this. This is the correct pick by like 1,000,000%. Like, unbelievably correct. Ooh, those are some tough choices. Premium Bird Knight. We also have a Notvold Hermit, which has more power upside. I think I actually do want this for the style of deck that I am building. This card is incredible, particularly because it is good for convoking, and it can apply pressure. Wow. Lathiel, huh? I don't know if I can splash this many things. I think I might just be grabbing a Placid Rotten Tail here. Yeah, this card's really nice. And also is awesomely named Lathiel. Heck yeah. How many bunnies is too many? Never. I love bunnies. I think Wildwood Escort is good. Return creature or battle from your graveyard to your hand. Seems right up our alley. I'm just not really seeing ways to be able to run these white cards. Oh, great. Igataxius. Want as many of those as I can stomach. Probably Iridescent Blade Master. Huh. Another Omen Hawker. Works great with 2 Iridescent Blade Masters, right? Great. We may actually run some of these and cut some of our black removal. Okay, our deck is okay. I'm actually thinking that we are running only the Hidetsugu and Kairi for black. I think it's the only one that we're going to be doing. Because look how nice this winds up being if I go doink, doink, doink. Yeah, it seems pretty straightforward, huh? We'll need three sources of black. I mean, we technically could do, like, this. So we have 1, 2, 3 ways to make this pop out. I'm a little worried about running just one swamp and this, because it can be a dead card. And again, I'm a big fan of 16 lands in this format. Are there things here that I think are not that great? Any other ways to make some mana? It doesn't really look like it. So, going through this, my first question is, how do we run Hitotsugu and Kairi? I think the card is far too good. How do we run this? Do we... We definitely don't need 17 lands total, because we have these two fixers here. There's 16. Inga and Esaka. Yeah, I guess this does make more mana. So, like, this is kind of what I want to do. Because we have 1, 2, 3 ways to generate mana that is black for Hitotsugu and Kairi. And then we have 8 sources of blue, 7 sources... Excuse me, 8 sources of blue, 8 sources of green. Yeah, I think that's right. Alright, this is the game. Okay. Okay. So Lyra says 3 black lands with a black sounds really bad. We would never cast it as a black. We would always use it as a way to find the mana, if this is the construction that we went for. And I think this is the right construction. I like the Placid Rottentail, Iridescent Blade Master, Omenhawker interaction, where we can use this mana to pump this. We also have a flip here, a flip here, a flip here. Flips here. Sure. Simic smacks. All right. I'm doing it. This is my draft. This draft was made for me. How many wins a day am I going to get? This one seems middle of the road. He just says, I know it's clearly not wise to run Sunfall, but I would have here. Yeah, I think that in retrospect, I'm feeling like it may have been better to go in for green-white, but I'm comfortable sticking with this. We have enough really strong blue-green cards. Nakitsaka says this seems like a bonkers deck. I do think it does appear good, but it's... I always have a good bit of doubt. Dude, I just want to say, Wizards of the Coast, you know, for the last few sets, I've been really praising the way that they are costing things. Alright, so we do have Ifara's Dispersal for that. You know, you heard me talk about how much I like the way in which they're costing combat tricks, the way in which they're costing the way in which they're adding various scries and surveils to things. Sure. Love to have you last turn. It's okay. And I think one of the things that Wizards has done especially brilliantly recently is they've made amazing uses for 1-mana creatures. Because 1 mana is a really weird stat line. You can't make it do too much or it's like way too potent. So I like the way that they've kind of done this. Sure. I like the way that they've kind of made 1-mana creatures still have kind of crummy stats, but have like ways to then spend lots of mana later. I think it's really cool. Okay. Got it. just realized I should have been doing this for quite some time. Very bad news for us. We have a sail back, so we can pick off this thing. All right. Bomb.com. Game. Then we have the Wildwood Escort to bring it back. Dude, Ancient Imperial Sword is so busted. It's so good. Like, what do you do if you're Black Ice 22? This card is scary and sad. Look, he just exits the game, man. Literally gets a board of flying units, sees the Imperial Sword, and it's like, all right, I'm done. That's it, GG. You have the game. All right. God, I just think Wizards of the Coast are the best multiplayer designers in the world. Just the very best. I'm so sorry. Hey, you're gonna fall. Hi. You okay? I really startled you, didn't I? Sorry. Going first with this hand is pretty remarkable. I mean, I just think they're unbelievable. Oh, please, get the fuck out of my game. Good lord, the order is too scary. I'm a little low on the blues. It's alright. I'm trying to think of any devs that are as insane at multiplayer design as Wizards of the Coast. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Alright, well, we have a Far's Dispersal for that, so that's really great. We also don't really deal any damage. Ooh, that's a great one. Then... yeah, I think Ice Frog is maybe... I think Ice Frog is probably the other greatest multiplayer designer of all time. Just gonna pass. I'm willing to take that exchange. These are the ones I really want to keep alive. Six-mana counter spell's okay. Also, I want to defend my statement why I think Wizards is like the best multiplayer designers in the world. The fact that probably gonna Cybok. Alright, great. This is the game. Going to one, having fun. The fact that they release so much content, and it is by and large unfucking believable. Like, my favorite game of all time, as you know, is StarCraft 1. Followed by StarCraft 2. I'm sure StarCraft 3 comes out, it'll be right there. No crypto bro for lethal. Again, AAR opponent, if your opponent has a lot of untapped mana, it's never lethal. So what I want to do is maximize the probability of winning eventually, as opposed to maximizing the probability of winning on this turn. And it's a big risk if I have the key defensive creature burned, just trying to hopefully win this turn, when, why am I holding it up? To respond to some of their bullshit, defend one of my dudes. Yeah, Despy, what a good baby. Or Hearthstone lethal. I could have been a real piece of shit to you there, AAR. And believe me, I wanted to. I wanted to be like, duh, Hearthstone lethal, duh, look at me, I'm AAR pwn. I almost wanted to do that, but I realized that would be against my better judgment. What the heck am I talking about? Yeah, the reason that I think Wizards just rules so hard is that they are unbelievable, absolutely incredible at releasing this insanely gigantic spread of content that is so good. So good, and it's like always so good. And, you know, I think there's an argument to be made that, like, right now, they're releasing literally so much content that I can't follow it, and I'm someone that loves to follow this kind of thing, and I can't do it. It's just too much for me. My heart and mind and eyes hurt. I think that's a very fair statement, but, like, let's say, hey, new set every 3 months, the way it's been for a long time. Fuck. It's so good, dude. Just so incredible. 2 mana's doing a lot here for us. Tiller of Flesh. Well, I want to kill the Tiller of Flesh. Probably the one that has more damage. Go Omen Hawker. Happy to trade one of these for one of those combat tricks. For blue and black. Alright, so let's just flash that shit out. I think the thing about, like, StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2 is that that game is fucking unbelievable. Make no mistake, it's insanely good. But it's done. There's no more new shit coming out on it. And that's why I just revere Wizards so much when it comes to multiplayer game design. Like, oh my god. I just don't know how they do that. I don't know how they do that. I also have huge respect for the Dota team at Valve. Like, my god, what they did with Dota patch 733 is so fucked up, man. That's like, holy shit, are you allowed to change your game that much? Are you allowed to do it? Good lord. Oh, shit, my flashlight is still on. I see you. Sure. Back to my starting health, and I'm devastated. I'm gonna play a Mori, dude. I mean creature. Creature. Happy Mattresses. Dota is one of the few big games that I just have no knowledge of. Can you hit us with a top-line version of what was happening with it? Sounds interesting if that's how you're describing it. Yeah. Are you familiar with any MOBAs, Happy Mattress? Do you play like League or Heroes of the Storm or Smite? Or the most powerful MOBA ever made, Adventure Time Battle Party? I was very into League, but never into Dota. Okay, great. So, you understand the gist of the idea. You have a hero, it has a set of abilities, and you also get gold, and you can buy a collection of items. So, since I've played since 2016... Well, that's terrible news. Block with this one, but I think we're okay to make that exchange. Maybe I'm not. Yeah, maybe I just fucked up. It's totally fine. So, since I started playing in 2016, they have slowly added more interesting and compelling complexity to the game. That's probably a misplay by me. I think I'm willing to do this exchange. Plus, I'll just draw an Ancient Imperiosaur off the top, and everything's groovy. So they've been adding more complexity to Dota over the years. They introduced talents. At level 10, 15, 20, and 25, you now have the ability to pick one of 2 talents at each of those levels. So one might be... What do you know? So one might be do more damage, another might increase the range of one of your abilities by this much. Then they increase the level cap from 25 to 30. And then at levels 27, 28, 29, and 30, you get the other talent that you didn't get at that corresponding level. Alright, this is the game. So it's just been this escalation of the power level that's really thrilling and exciting. Then they introduced the idea of neutral items. So there's the items that you buy from the store, they still exist. But now, as the game goes on, when you kill creep camps in the jungle, you get a chance of them dropping a neutral item that has all manner of different capabilities. That is very funny. And so there had been, and it makes it really fun, because as you're playing, you're choosing your items, you're choosing your ability orderings, you're choosing your talents, you're choosing which neutral items you want to get. And so the Dota 2 was in a spot that I would describe as being pretty good. I also think it was pretty sick. But there were some issues with some of the balance. The patch was feeling a little stale, a little bit figured out. Shoot her. Alright, what are we going to shoot you with? Swamp. Okay. I'm the biggest iridescent blade master you've ever seen. So, like, you know, the game is feeling a little stale. People are like, when's there going to be a new patch? You know, oh, well, they dropped, you know, some small changes. Everyone's like, ah, what the fuck? So then, what they did, in the most recent patch, is they increased the size of the map by 40% and added 8 new objectives. I don't mean 8 new objectives that are familiar, 8 new types of objectives. So, you know, you now have, like, wormhole portals in the top left and the top left and bottom right that allows you to instantly move from one side of the map to the other. So how much mana do I have? 4. So I can make it a 6/6. Not good enough, huh? They added, there's now 2 locations where the big boss, Roshan, is. Roshan backwards is Baron Nashor. Yeah, this is looking like an L. I don't have any way to deal with Shauna. I mean, it's just pretty unbelievable. They added, like, experience runes that, like, every 7 minutes they pop in 2 locations of the map, so you can, like, alright, we are dead. They have these watchers that you can claim to get location views. Oh, they also added a new objective that if you kill someone on your team gets what's called an Aghanim's Shard, which is a valuable item in the game. So yeah, it's kind of just like incredible that they were willing to do that. Oh, dude, fuck yes, it's great. Because now I can Placid Rottentail, Herbology Instructor, I can get Essica out, and then I can cast the Timberland Agent, and because I've spent 3 additional mana to do as such, we get to draw a card. Yeah, none of this is added as a change to the game mode. You are correct. Kurtaps, could you imagine learning Dota now versus when you started in 2016? I've talked a lot about this with a lot of people. I actually think that it is a high quality and interesting thing that they have done with the game. I think what they've effectively done is created so much novelty and intrigue in a gaming landscape where multiplayer-wise, new multiplayer games tend to be very reserved. They tend to be very just like, well, you know, we don't want to mess up the balance. Whenever you cast a creature spell, alright, so if I do this, and I go bang, bong, bang, boom, that's 3 or more mana. So we draw a card even if this does get countered. Very nice. Technically I can spend this mana to activate this ability, right? So, let me cancel this, because I don't think I want to do that yet. I just don't know why the interface wasn't showing up properly. Why not attack with Vigilance? Because they'd kill it. Summon these 2 and roast them. I love this guy. This is going to be my card draw. Oh my god, dude, this is something that is consistently messed with me. I thought this was the style of green mana that says oh my goodness. Yeah, I thought that this was the kind of thing where it was like, oh, you may do it to only cast creature spells or activate abilities of creatures. So it's only casting the creatures. Triple blocks are totally allowable. And I think I actually pick off the captive weird. I think. Probably this is a little better. I can flip this and blow that guy up. was a bad attack. I think these seem like really high skill cards, which is the funniest thing to say with that little darling face. I think I'm supposed to swing with this more often and just let it die to be able to transfer the counters. I see. God, Corruption of Tawashi is an insanely good card. I see people undervalue the crap out of that one. I think Corruption of Tawashi is just insanely good. So we went 2-0, now we're 2-1, looking like, you know, we have a number of very strong bomb cards. Just can't get comfy today, huh? You and me both. Damn, they get to draw two? Damn. This card is very insanely good. Yay, we have a counterspell. Bang, there you go. GTFO. It's actually very good. That would have let them draw two cards. So I want to play this. Because this can double pump if I have 8 mana, so I don't want to hold the land. I want to try to get to 8 so I can double pump next turn. So yeah, to put a little pin on the Dota conversation, this is why I'm just so amazed at the Dota devs. They just were like, yeah, fuck it, we're just going to do a bunch of crazy shit. Why wouldn't we? Let's go completely fucking out of control. Let's lose our minds. Hey, 3 land off the top. Amazing. Getting weirded out. Alright, nice. Didn't think I'd do that. Ha! Good. Great. Devastating. I'd really love a more than 3 mana thing for Inga and Essica. Don Essica! Who shall receive the blessing of the rotten tail? Why, the rotten tail. Not so fast, Simba. Yeah, and I mean, I think that there's just so many. Yeah, I was making a point earlier and forgot about it, which is that like in this modern multiplayer era, there's a lot of games that have this very slight, tiny, gentle, barely kind of quality to it. Like, okay, I have an idea. Let's create a class-based shooter where there's 5 different classes to choose from, and each of them has a left click and right click. It's very slight. You can get a power-up that gives you plus 20% damage. No, it's a lot. Trust us. We've been looking at spreadsheets. there's so few games that are willing to just be completely fucking out of control. Be like almost reckless with their designs. And that's the shit I am interested in. What do you know? Did I need to swing out? Obviously, if I swing out, they do some consumption, but I'm worried about this available 2 black mana. Mike, please ask for permission before posting URL links in the chat. No problem. Yeah, I mean, we have policy against doing that because there's just a lot of, like, weird phishing scam links, especially since the rise of crypto and NFTs. There's a lot of people just trying to, like, post various, like, oh my god, I can't believe Day9 did this, and then they just post a link to their thing. Thoughts on pumping the guy again to kill the Conjurer? How would we have done that? This game is taking some time. And by the way, this is, I think it's very easy to look at this sort of thing and say, oh man, we need to go for more late game, we need to do all those sorts of things. And I will concede that it is often super value. Okay, I mean, that's fine. It often is super duper value. To make sure you have enough powerful late games and things like that, but I find that having some just super solid aggression will often feel like this, where we got our opponent into a sticky spot, and then they're taking ages to think through how to survive the onslaught. Is that another one, or is that the same one from before? That's a second Zephyr Singer. Jesus. Damn. I'll briefly take a peek at this. I do have 16 lands, right? I'm drawing a lot. Yeah, I think it's fine. So, I mean, even though those board states emotionally feel bad, I think it's fine. Oh, hey, thanks, Lurtz. 10% off a draft token today. Oh, boy. Oh, baby. Now work Sunfall in there. Get it in there. I think that even more so than get Sunfall in there, I think I just should have gone, all right, we're committing to white. Looks good enough to me, honestly. Oh no, the Placid Rottentail. So, Ancient Imperiosaur, very good card to have lots of. Attacks. So this is what's kind of funny, is that technically Inga and Essica, when casting the Imperiosaur, can be done for both Convoke. or for the add 1 mana of any quality that you so wish. Yeah, I have to pick one or pick the other, though, so it's sort of a question about, like, what do I actually want to get? Man, Igataxius is, like, so good. I mean, you know, we're getting hosed on mana, and that's alright. Shit can happen. We can still make this a 10-10. Literally Jin Gataxius. Very well. Alright, here we go. More forests. What a tease. Be very good. One more land, and then they can deadly derision it. For now, we're all right. Blue mana off the top would be the nuts. That'd be the nuts. Dude, Sonolator, I completely agree. Jin Gataxius is an awesome name. I also love Gideon Jura. But dude, Jin Gataxius might be number 1. Okay. Very well. Very good. Very nice. So I can swing for 10. They did a classic error, which is to make a mistakey. Bang. I think they just miscounted. Could have also been that they were just like, oh my god, I just need a land and then I can cast Deadly Derision and blow it up and then everything's gonna be fine. I think it meant to convoke misclick. Yeah, no, I think they just like miscounted and were trying to click around and just went through. Yeah, oh, dude, Sushi Toad, I agree. Ward, I think, is one of the better keyword introductions of all time. Wow. So this is truly disgusting. So, we bounce this, okay? If I swing with just this, if they just block with one or the other, they die. So they have to double block this, which means I can swing in with these two. Using that dismal bee water. Yes! Yes! We take those. We take those. Whew! What a relief. Correct scoop, I think. Yeah, no, I mean, again, I think our opponent just, like, miscounted when they were in the midst of doing the convoke tap thingy and got a little hosed, and there you go. Nidkind says, was there no reason to wait until blocks to bounce? There was an enormous reason to... Oh, no, there isn't. No. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Too many good decisions. Too many good decisions. And the reason why we probably should have waited is that if they, for instance, double block the Imperiosaur, I can bounce and then guarantee the kill on that turn. And that's much better, is to have the guarantee. That card is way too good. I'm getting rid of that one right now. Because the only way they would have lived is if they triple blocked, and then I would have bounced, which would have been the same outcome we had before anyways. Definitely going to do this to ensure I have enough mana to hit Hidetsugu on curve. And these are the aggressive colors, so we already have the Afara's Dispersal. Of course, a good old Not Vold. Hold on. Sure. Shirley burly durly do. So the question is, do I attack with the Not Vold Hermit? I think I do. Wow, that's an insane draw. So, worst case scenario is we go to 10, right? I was wrong. Worst case scenario is we take 12. Go to 4. Alright. Yeah, these are the kind of cards that I've been overlooking their power level. I think a lot of the 5-cost backups are just terrific. So we could just be dead to a Stoked Flame, and that's alright. Psych! Oh, you would tap my blue man this fucking game sometimes, man. Alright. Alright. Sure. Sure. God. I had the chance to look. I had a chance to look. Glad we left the black mana up with no black cards in play, but, of course, the auto-tapper coding probably says, well, generally you want to have all mana types open. Horg1U5. Let me see. Is your name pronounced Horgius? A distant cousin of Morbius? Horgius, things are going great. I mean, my sleep schedule is not the greatest, and my overall amount of sleep is a little bit lacking, but, you know. See, it would have been really great to have the Saiba Cryptomancer to make sure that you couldn't attack. Wouldn't that have been great? Okay. I am still pleased that my analysis of how well this would do was accurate. I thought that this was going to do okay. Like, I would have been happy with 4.